I know this one, Rhino. I don't know them all when it comes to movie day with Tanya here on Good Things, but I know this one. Well, you have to know this one because just about everything you watch on TV or see any sort of thing about movies, it's all gearing up to this weekend. So it's a big weekend, huh?
Yeah.
For Halloween lovers, at least.
Yeah.
Or fans.
Yeah, so Halloween Ends is out this weekend, and I am fresh from watching it.
Really? And
Yes.
you're still together.
And let me tell you, I feel like I have a pretty strong stomach after having kids.
Especially boys.
Yeah, things just don't bother me like they used to. But this is one of the grossest things I've ever seen in my life. I mean, my stomach is kind of feeling weird.
Really?
Yes.
Have the other ones, now you have to remember, I've seen bits and pieces, but I never was on the Halloween train, little too young for when it first came out, whatever. So have they always been gory?
Yeah, they've always been gory, but this one, and it's hard to talk about without spoiling it, but at the end, it's just some really hard stuff. If you're a fan of the movies, you're going to love it, I'm sure. But, I mean, it is really, really gory and graphic and ugh. Let's just say if you need to skip a meal for some reason, go watch this movie and you won't want to eat for a little while. So
now I'm very intrigued. There's a different kind of scary. There's the kind like, oh my God, that could happen to me. They could jump out of my closet and actually kill me. And then there's that other scary where it's the gore that doesn't haunt you, but it's terrible to watch.
Yeah, and this one overall is that same kind of silly stuff. I mean, there's no way Michael Myers can survive what he's been through. But in the Halloween movies, of course, he always comes back after being shot or stabbed or whatever. And so that, you can say, okay, this isn't realistic and it makes you feel better. And the ending of this one to me had a mixture of that and something that could happen. So, but this one is, Jamie Lee Curtis, who I just love more and more every time I see her get interviewed. She's just such a normal person, I think.
As normal as she can be.
Yeah. But she is back, of course, as Laurie, and she has been tormented by Michael Myers since she was a teenager. And we pick up in this one about 4 years after the last one ended, and we see her. Everybody's kind of at peace. Michael's gone. He has not been seen or heard from in 4 years. And so everybody thinks, okay, he's gone. We can move on. So she starts writing a memoir. She's living with her granddaughter. And she thinks, okay, it's time for me to move on and heal from this. But of course, as we all know, Michael's never really gone. So.
If you haven't kept up with the rest of them, could you at least go and enjoy it?
I think you can, because at the beginning of this one, they do a really cool catch up. So even if you had never seen a movie, they kind of
I don't know if I could
tell
sit
you
through all of them just for this one.
Yeah, and this is the 13th one.
Yeah, I ain't got that time.
And everybody's saying this one is for sure Jamie Lee Curtis's last one, but the powers that be behind the movies said, okay, yeah, this is definitely the end of this latest trilogy, but we're probably going to keep going. So we'll see if Jamie Lee changes her mind or...
I saw a really cool, post about, I didn't read it, but it was a picture of her holding a picture of her when it first came out, right, or whatever, and then it was now her, like at this, and watching the stages of her in that character of Jamie. It was kind of neat to see,
Yeah, and, it's what amazes me is, this series has not lost its fans, and it just keeps gaining traction. This movie had the biggest box office on a Thursday night than any of the others.
Someone asked, is this Halloween series the original Halloween series or the Rob Zombie version?
I think the original.
Rhino said yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Is it the only thing out this week?
Well, it is the only big new release this weekend, but since I was out last week, I thought I would do a little catch up. So last weekend was Amsterdam, and this is also rated R. Halloween Ends as rated R. This one is a movie that I have been looking so forward to seeing because it's like this massive all-star cast. I mean, the best of the best: Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, John David Washington, Chris Rock, Anya Taylor-Joy, Mike Myers, and the list just goes on and on. But it's about the business plot, which was a real political conspiracy that happened back in the early 30s. And it was a plot to basically overthrow the government and pull Roosevelt out of office. But it follows three people. It's a doctor, a nurse, and a lawyer, and they get caught up in this murderous plot of they're falsely accused. Well, first of all, there is a former military officer who the doctor and the lawyer really love and admire and look up to, who dies. And his daughter comes to them and says, I feel like something else is going on. Would you please investigate this? So the doctor performs an autopsy, determines, yes, this man had been poisoned. He goes to report the news to the daughter, and she is murdered. And they are framed. So that's kind of where everything picks up. And, you know, it's kind of a fun movie. It reminded me a little bit of a Wes Anderson movie, just the fact that it was kind of quirky. But every actor in it gave 110%. So the performances were great. The plot was a little, I don't know, it just kind of was lost on me a little bit in certain parts. But overall, I thought it was a great movie. And it you know, I think it's a fun movie. If you like, you know, Murder on the Orient Express, those kind of whodunit kind of things, you'll enjoy this one, I believe. And Taylor Swift is in it too, so.
Interesting. Good for her.
I know you don't always expect to see her. Actually, I can say this without giving anything away because it's out there. But she is the daughter that gets murdered in the very beginning. So not only did they get framed for murder, but they murdered Taylor Swift. I mean, come on.
Oh, her little, what does she call her? Her little gang,
Swifties.
Her Swifties going to be angry about that.
Yeah. But yeah, so Taylor Swift fans probably are also Shawn Mendes fans. And he's got a movie out where he voices Lyle Crocodile. This is really the only thing out there right now for kids. And this one is aiming for the single-digit kids. It's not made for the adults. It's really for the young ones and Shawn Mendes fans. So anyway, it's the book Come to Life. I think the book was written, it's a picture book from the 60s that has continued to flourish through all the years. So this is a book based on that story of a crocodile who can sing, but when he gets in front of people, he has stage fright. And so his owner has to leave him behind in an apartment in New York while he travels the world. And this little boy that moves into the apartment finds him. So that's kind of where it all kicks off. But if you like, I keep wanting to say Shawn Mendes, I think you'll enjoy it because, you know, it's him singing. And a couple of his songs are in it. And then the guys behind Greatest Showman, La La Land, and Dear Evan Hansen, they've also written some new songs for this one. So the music is great. I have not seen it, but I've listened to the soundtrack, and I really, really like the music.
Well, I saw it and I thought it was cute. I thought the little one would like it. I thought it was one I could take both, like 10 and 3 would probably sit through it, hopefully, and enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, the clips I've seen, the CGI looks really good. So I don't know. Have we ever had a speaking crocodile before?
I don't know.
Other than maybe Captain Hook, or did he even talk? I mean, the alligator that bit off his arm.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah,
I'm sure somebody would know and let us know that. Is it next weekend that it's Oh Cutie Patootie?
Oh yeah,
she knows.
Ticket to Paradise with George Clooney and Julia Roberts. I'm so excited about it.
So fun.
I mean, to me, this is what I love the most about movies is a movie like this one. So it's going to be fun. Of course, as most of you know, it's them. They're divorced, but they have to come together to keep their daughter from marrying the wrong guy.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
But they're just great together. I'd watch them read the, Yellow Pages.
Yeah, for sure. They're friends in real life, and it really pays off because their chemistry is so good.
Well, lots of fun things to get out there and see. I guess Halloween ends if you dare. Eat snacks before you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I can't wait to hear how you like Ticket for Paradise if you get to see it before next week. So
yes, I will.
We'll be waiting for that one. All right, y'all stick with us. We got more coming up next.